Okay, Lady Ada, what is this?
Wow, is it Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. again? It is, and it means it's time for the Adafruit Show and Tell. We're broadcasting live from the Adafruit Factory. I'm Lady Ada, with me is Mr. Lady Ada, got Blink of the Puppet, and friends right behind us. But for the next half an hour, we're going to be seeing what's up in the community, checking in with people around the world on their projects, whether it be 3D printing, cosplay, electronics, mechanical engineering, whatever they're building or crafting. We'd love to see it. We're going to be here till 7:50, so take 2 to 3 minutes when we call on you. Unmute your mic, show off your project, and then let us get to the next person so we can make sure everyone has a chance to share. We're going to start off with some Adafruit folks. Noe Pedro, why don't you kick it off?
Yes, thank you. Hey, everybody. So let's see what we got.
Shirt.
Oh, thanks. So this week's project is a digital viewfinder utilizing the PyPortal. So when you crank down, there's a little switch inside there that advances the photo. So, of course, PT idea for recreating this classic vintage toy is using the PyPortal. The back here, we have access to all the ports using the stemma. Always gotta have the googly eyes. One of the stemmos is powering the whole display, and then we have the other port there connected to the switch. And we are using the nylon connective tape to sense when this crank goes down and touches to advance the photo. You can completely edit all the files to this, of course, and you can actually add like the your display, your images. You can make them like 3D and add like the lenses to these. That's super easy to get. But wanted to just make it super easy, so you don't need too much hardware for that. Use the 3D print and modify. You can check out 3D Hangout to see all of the behind the scenes and how to build your own.
You forgot to mention the best part. Oh, it's written in CircuitPython.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So check it out. We got a learn guides, code by Lamar actually. Yes. So
you would know that because of the shirt.
Yes. There you go. I should say it too.
The idea behind this was an internet-connected viewmaster, so you don't have to use their own discs or whatever. You can make your own. And it can also reach out on the web and get like cat photos and all that. So, of course, odd timing. Apparently, Mattel is doing a movie around the Viewmaster. So this is not a viral marketing campaign. We thought of this before we saw that on whatever latest monetization of our childhood. Okay.
So funny. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Pedro. All right, next up, Mike B. Hey.
Real quick, I don't have any Adafruit hardware that I've been tinkering on, been working on other things, but I got this really cool board from New Zealand. It's basically a derivative of a design that went open source a few years back by a company called Hilo Tech out of Great Britain. And the community has been working on derivatives, and this guy in New Zealand has made this nice one. And what does it do? You plug it into a classic IBM PC or XT. This is like the 8-bit connector, and you use a compact flash card and you stick it in the top, and it acts like a hard disk for that computer, which some of them even didn't ship with hard disks. So I can put code on a PC or image an old hard disk from a PC that I've gotten, and this allows me to move files a lot easier than moving them off 360K floppies.
Okay, sweet. Floppy number 88 of 900.
Yeah, you remember those C compiler things and stuff. You had about 20 disks.
No, it was a party, and of course, like the second to last disk was would start clicking, and that's when you knew.
Yeah.
They were like, this is gonna work out. All right, thanks, Mike, for the update. Okay, let's check in with Scott and his keyboard. I didn't know if you meant like a keyboard like ABCD or like a Yamaha keyboard, but I guess
I know, right?
You switch off between the two.
I don't think Yamaha ever made some computer keyboards. So if I say it's a Yamaha keyboard, it should imply piano. But
okay.
Yeah, first and foremost, I wanted to say if you're going to PyCon and you want to get started contributing to open source, or you run an open source project, they're doing this thing on Saturday called the Mentored Sprints, which is a chance for underrepresented folks or people wanting to get into open source to have one-on-one time, I believe, with the maintainers of other open source projects. That's the mentor part. So if you're curious to getting into, oh, you guys are just really still.
No, we're so fascinating.
I was like, oh, did I freeze? Like,
no.
I don't know if my laptop can handle it.
Cool.
Yeah, so I volunteered to do that. If we have more people than I can handle for CircuitPython, Dan offered to help folks as well. So if you're going to PyCon, let us know. We'd love to meet up. You'll see lots of CircuitPython stuff going on there. So that's a plug for that. And then I thought, it's show and tell. I got to have something to show. I've actually shown this keyboard on show and tell before, but it was only the guts of the keyboard. And I actually had the guts to plug it in yesterday to see if it actually worked after I cleaned it all. And so I just thought I would. I don't actually play piano that well, at least. So.
Most people with synthesizers don't. That's the joy of that. We don't have to know how to play piano.
Right. So it's a Yamaha 3812, which is the same chip as the Sound Blaster. One of the cool things of this is that there's actually like synthesizer-y, like attack, decay, wave stuff that you can change on the fly. So this is with like long decay, but then if you turn decay up, it's pretty neat. So my plan is to put CircuitPython on it. The keyboard, like this control panel and the keyboard itself are separate PCBs. So it should be as easy as like clipping the ribbon cables, like putting CircuitPython in between on the ribbon cable. And then we should be able to have like CircuitPython play the keyboard and also detect when you're playing it and be a MIDI device and stuff too, which would be cool.
All right. Cannot wait.
And tonight on Ask an Engineer, we're also going to go over the mentored sprints. And, we do this thing called Hug Reports, one in advance. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Dan. And thanks, Kattni, for doing all these things at PyCon. It's going to be a great event, and a lot of folks are there to learn. And thanks for doing the mentored sprints.
Totally. Happy to support them doing that.
Next.
Nice.
We go to Collin?
JP or Collin?
Let's go to Collin.
Let's go to Collin.
Thank you.
Collin.
To me. Here I am.
Did you feed your cat yet?
Hey, it's a really good question, Phil. It's somewhat related to what I'm about to talk about. I love my cat, and I do enjoy feeding my cat, so much so that I can do it sort of without thinking. Like if you get woken up really early in the morning by your cat, and you feed your cat, and then you're just walking around and you're like, did I do anything yet today? And she eats so quickly and sporadically, I can't tell by looking. So enter electronics to solve my problem. I guess I have to unplug it to show you because the cord doesn't reach, a very simple e-ink display punch clock where I just press the button and it saves the time on the screen. And that's all it does. And hopefully this will prevent me from overfeeding my cat and also prevent her from starving at the same time. It's just using a Feather M0 along with the e-ink Feather Wing and DS3231 real-time clock breakout. And it's about the simplest little solution I think I've ever made. And now I've admitted to you all that I can't remember when I fed the cat last. So you got that.
I mean, they've co-evolved with us to purposefully get you to feed them in the morning when you're not paying attention, so that.
Yeah.
By the way, it's if you're wondering if it's you or the cat, it's the cat.
Right, and then you've got the whole phantom parasitic influence, with toxoplasmosis or whatever.
Yeah.
That makes you love them even more and feed
Yeah.
them even more. And then all they need to do is rub against your leg, and you're like, here's another scoop. So.
No, they're
the lid on this.
sneaky fuzzballs, but we love them. All right, thanks for the update, Collin. That's handy.
Next up.
JP.
Hey, all right. So I have got 5 new guides that came out today on PyPortal stuff. So go check those out. I've got 3 that are sort of countdown or count up timer projects. We have the weekly event. We have the waiting for an event like PyCon, and then we have the count up that helps you commemorate something like the lunar landing. So 3 similar projects, but it'll give you some good ideas on how to customize those, create your own events, create your own backgrounds, move your text around, some good basic stuff that I think you'll want to be able to do with your PyPortal. Also have a weather station and an air quality index that are, again, similar types of projects, giving you info about your environment. That rely on extracting data from JSON files through some different REST APIs. So check those out. And then we're moving into slightly more advanced territory with this next one, which I'm teasing for tomorrow's show, which is the YouTube API stats counter. This one gives us a couple different pieces of info, our views and our subscribers. And every few seconds or minutes, I hear this thing ding when we get a new subscriber. So very cool way to keep track of how well you're doing on YouTube there. I don't think we have a different sound if it goes down, but maybe we should consider that.
Make more content. Make more content.
Yeah, hurry. And I printed up one of the nice Ruiz Brothers stands to place that on. So it's a cool project, and again, done in CircuitPython and quite simple, really, to get this kind of info. This one's getting just slightly more advanced than some of our previous ones, but. So there's that, and a couple pieces of administrative stuff I wanted to mention. I've got my show tomorrow, but then I'll be off the following week because it's spring break for my kids, so we'll be out of town. And then a couple weeks after that, I'm going to be at Maker Faire in Miami. I'm going to be speaking on Sunday. And one thing related to that is I decided one of the things I wanted to show is some of our projects that are using microcontrollers as interesting inputs for MIDI devices. So I got a little pretty inexpensive MIDI synthesizer, this little guy called a MeBlip, and it has a regular sort of DIN MIDI in. So here I'm showing, this was actually Collin's arpeggiator project running on our Trellis M4. And if I play that, I've got a little amp back there. Whoop, there we go. It's got the
accelerometer, yeah. Cool.
Which is a little funky. And then this just has a lot of adjustments to things like filter and decay and attack and stuff like that, like Scott was talking about. So I'm going to actually try to do something bold and merge 3 or 4 MIDI streams from our Grand Central MIDI knobs project, this Trellis joystick that I built, and see if I can get all that playing nicely with the one device that'll be part of my talk at Maker Faire Miami.
Okay.
All right, sweet.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, VP.
All right, next up is going to be Chris Young. Chris, you ready?
Hey, Chris.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, let me switch over here. Hang on a second. Wake up. Press Alt Tab. Mouse 787. Click. Go to sleep. Okay, here's a photo of me with my latest gadget. It's my, hang on a second. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Gotta turn off my dictation here.
Yeah.
Okay, photo of me and my latest gadget. It's the latest update to my Ultimate Remote. Bill Benko from AT Makers came up to Indianapolis last weekend and helped me put it together. This is my old one, the little blue box sitting next to my iPhone. And you can't see it, but on the back of the bracket, there's a separate battery box. And unfortunately, the remote died a couple of weeks ago, actually the morning of my dad's funeral, which was real unfortunate. I think I got a static charge, went up the wires, and burned out a pin or something because it acted like there was a short in the switches. And even when I unplugged the switches, it was still shorted. So that's what the inside of the old one looked like. It's a TFT display and a Feather M0 BLE and my little switches. If you see the little black cable going out the upper right, that connected to a battery box, which turned out to be a point of failure also. So I said, let's redesign the thing and put the battery box and the power boost and the remote all in one box. So the first thing I had to do was download a model of your power boost, which did not include the large USB-A connector on the end. So I had to model one of those in Fusion 360. And then this is the box that I've designed for the new remote. And here is the other side of it. And this is the interior view. And what we've got is we got the power boost on the left, we got the TFT and the feather. The little green board on the right is my infrared board, and you got a LiPo battery in there. I also put in a barrel jack because on my old one, after 2 years of unplugging and plugging the power boost, why the USB failed. So I thought I'll put in a barrel jack for the charging, and that'll be a little more reliable. And here's the case after it printed on my new Prusa Mark III, which I love, by the way. Here's the lid for the case. Here's Bill. Bill and I did a video that showed how we built this. And then he also took a tour of all the assistive technology that I've got in my house. And we posted it on the AT Makers YouTube channel. I think Bill also posted a link on Discord. And it's on the AT Makers Facebook page. It's about 20 minutes long, but it's just a survey of all the gadgets that I built and all of the different assistive technology that I use. So if you're interested in everything that I built, take a look at that. Here's the assembled box. Here it is in action, mounted next to my phone. Also showing off, a few weeks ago, I 3D printed a new bracket for my phone. And I think you can probably tell it's on a hinge. And you might not be able to see, but there's a wing nut on the side.
Yeah.
So you can loosen the wing nut and tilt the phone forwards or backwards if I need to take photos, and then tighten the wing nut. And here's a close-up of me using it on my iPhone using iOS switch control. I'm also having other fun with my new Prusa. Here's some gadgets I built or made. Of course, the Benchy turned out really nice, fairly smooth. A little filament from Matter Hackers, kind of a cute little guy. And of course, I had to print a Groot. I think Groot is a new Yoda when it comes to 3D printers. Here's a different Groot that I made. And then someone on one of the Facebook pages uploaded a model of Oreo cookies. And I just had to print them. And they look really real. I printed some cream filling and a little loop so you can hang it on your keychain or dangle it from your rearview mirror. And then you glue it all together.
That looks really real.
It looks good enough to eat.
They have nutritional value too.
I know. I mean, it makes me wonder not about the 3D printing quality, but about like the Oreo color. It's like if it's that white and that's normal, that's not natural.
So anyway, as always, for more on my projects, visit my blog at tech.cyborg5.com or join us for the AT Makers website or atmakers.org or our Facebook group and learn more about assistive technology.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay. Next up, we're going to go to Mighty, and then we'll do JMK and then Daniel. So if everyone keep it to a few minutes each, we'll be able to get everyone tonight.
Okay, Mighty, take it away.
Mighty. Hey, am I coming through okay? This is Greg.
Yeah. Hi.
Okay, great. So I wanted to try my hand at live streaming and making videos and stuff, but I didn't want to appear on camera myself. So I thought, I know some people use animated characters or CG characters, and I thought, why not point a camera at some electronics? So I made this guy.
Whoa.
This is great.
And he's voice driven. He has a couple of servo motors and some lights, and he's all driven by my voice. Inside the lid is a rat's nest, which is an Arduino Nano. And let's see, I think I have a parts picture. Yeah. And the 16-channel servo driver that's driving some lights and some motors. And then on the back, this is kind of hard to see, but I 3D printed a bracket to receive the servo motor mount so that the brain is affixed to the back of the glass. And let me get rid of those. And then on the PC, there's an audio program I wrote, which is taking my voice and doing an FFT transform on it into a bunch of different bands. And each of those bands drives a different part of the 16-channel servo.
That's nice.
This is fantastic. Well, the only thing it's missing is as seen on the show and tell sticker. You can start earning it, and that's exactly how I'm run. I'm just a voice activated.
Yeah, he's actually just a brain.
Circuit Python is the only difference. This is fantastic.
Well, thanks. So yeah, the next step is to try to offload the PC stuff onto a Raspberry Pi and make this whole thing self-contained. But I've got to get savvy on how to route audio through a Raspberry Pi.
Super cool. All right, email support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you a show and tell sticker. And if you wanted to use some Adafruit stuff for future builds, we can help make that happen. Just email PT@Adafruit. And I
okay, great.
Stuff. We might ask for you to document this if you wanted someone else to build it. They could look at a Learn Guide or something on Adafruit site.
Yeah, happy to do that.
Okay, yeah, email PT@Adafruit, but email support@Adafruit for a sticker. They'll give you stickers. I'll give you some other stuff.
Okay, cool.
All right, thank you. Is there a name for this brain in the jar?
No, I've been streaming online as Mighty Bean, and actually I have, if anybody wants to see more, at Mighty Studios on Twitter.
Okay, great.
And I'll post when I'm going live, or if I do any other puppets.
All right.
I think there might be a series of these. I'm having fun with it.
This is great.
Loving it.
I like it.
Okay, thank you, Brandon Jar.
Call it Kane from Robocop. Okay, we're gonna go to JMK, and then we'll wrap up with Daniel. JMK, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, you got a couple of minutes. Go for it.
Great. So well, the first big thing I definitely have to mention is JMKOS 2.0 is almost ready to come out. I've got I've got some of the code here, and I've got the base of the directory structure, most of the main code, and all of that. And right now, as I can show you only a bit of it because the rest of it is secret until it comes out.
Don't. It's pre-release.
People are lining up already for JMKOS.
So this is the main JMKOS. This is going to be the beginning of the login interface. It's just simple, kind of old-looking text-based thing, just because that's how the beginning interface I want it to be. Oops, what just happened? Oh yeah. So also, I added a self-check tool that will delete empty files in system directories and application directories to make sure there's nothing like strange going on. So if I make a blank text document there, I go back to and I run the program again. It just said removed file.
Yeah.
Good.
And you get this little message that it fixed errors, and
you fragged the hard drive.
And then it's done. And now if you go back to the applications folder, it's gone. So that's the logon part. And I've also got this neat little website. Oops. What is Arduino? Sure. I got this neat little website that I just see a long time ago, back when I was first making JMKOS. I used this website called repl.it, and they just online coding website, JavaScript online, Python, all that stuff, and that's where I used to put my JMKOS stuff. So now I came back to it, and I realized they added a lot and made it so you can now take your Python projects and put them online. So this is actually a console. This is a Python script I coded. If I go to here, you can see that this is a full Python script that's running as a website, which is super cool. And basically what it is it's going to be a little website. So online, you can either run JMKOS, download a specific version of JMKOS, update to the latest version, or upload if you somehow made a custom version of JMKOS, which you can do because it's open source. You would go here and upload it so you can run it online, which is pretty cool. So right now I've got four types of firmware: classic, current, beta, and other. Beta, I haven't uploaded JMKOS 2 yet, but I will soon. Current, I'm going to I have what version of JMKOS I have out now, which is 1.8.4 and 1.8.2, and classic is back the oldest versions, like 0.8, which is a long time ago. So I'm just going to show you how you can load you can either download it or run online. And if you download it, it creates a short link you can go to quickly, like a bit.ly or short link thing, so you can download it. But if you run it online, you get the normal JMKOS. This is an old version, but it's 1.8.4, and it's a new interface. And yeah, so this is basically now pretty much the easiest way for me to test JMKOS, because when you run it in PyCharm, this is not a real terminal. It's super annoying because Windows CMD has a lot more features that the Windows Command Prompt has a lot more features than PyCharm's kind of custom terminal. So a lot of things break. Like if I try to run some of the demos that
we have to keep going because we have one more person. Can you come back? Yeah, do you mind? Because now we're excited about JMKOS. Can you come back next week to show us some more of the demos?
So this is about it. Yep. So
okay.
Yeah,
thank you, JMK.
All right, thanks, JMK, and let us know when the beta comes out. We'll post about it, and don't forget, you know how to get a sticker if you want one.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, Daniel.
Hey guys.
What's up?
Hey, I teach a middle school class on programming. So I use the Circuit Playground for doing a lot of sort of Python stuff. So that's what I teach them. Typically, I have the kids do a project based on the Circuit Playground that they make up. This semester, however, we're going to change it up, and we are, as a group, we are creating an escape room. And we're all creating together, and we're putting some things together. So I thought I'd show off this week one thing, and maybe in the coming weeks I'll show some other things that I'm having the kids do from a programming standpoint. So the idea would be that the teachers are the ones that will be doing the escape room. So when they come in, the teachers will just see this box, and we'll be having one light flashing, and they have to figure out what to do with the box. And so it's a real simple Simon Says kind of thing. Every time you hit the button, it'll show you how many you've done. And I program it so I don't necessarily have to do it in order, but you just, you know, they have to follow the order of the lights. You know, if they do it right, it adds one to the box. Obviously, if they do it wrong, it starts over. I've made it so I can just do anything right now, just for showing. So they go through and they get them all right. It will switch over, and it will then flash a number of lights to show a combination to a lock that I have here. This is a lock that locks the box. So they have to figure out the combination, and they unlock the box, open the box, and inside the box it will be another set of puzzles. Another
puzzle.
Right.
All right, that sounds awesome. It's a great way to get kids into building stuff. It's like you're actually designing a product.
Yeah, it's really nice. And so the Method Circuit Playground in there. One thing that I think maybe people would like was I found these little, as you can see, and they're little tiny terminal lugs. I take an M3 screw on one side, and you can put the wire on the other side. It allows me to mount the Circuit Playground without soldering and without ruining the Circuit Playground. So it makes a little bit better connection than just wrapping the wire around the screw.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, that's
congratulations.
Coming weeks.
You can email support at Adafruit, and there can be, as seen on the show and tell sticker inside the box. So when they
then they know it's famous.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Daniel.
All right. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Noe Pedro. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mighty. Thank you, PP,
JMK, Daniel, Collin, and
Chris. We're here every single week. Thank you for making this the best half an hour every week. Every single week. We will see some of y'all next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Ask an Engineer starts in a couple of seconds. We'll see you then.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.